Unit 2, Lesson 16, Practice Problems number 2. There are some nickels, dimes, and quarters in a large piggy bank. For every 2 nickels, there are 3 dimes. For every 2 dimes, there are 5 quarters. There are 500 coins total. How many nickels, A says, how many nickels, dimes, and quarters are in the piggy bank? Explain your reasoning. All right, there's a lot going on. There's some nickels, dimes, and quarters in a piggy bank. For every 2 nickels, there are 3 dimes. I drew this table already to help us out. If you're following along, you can pause the video and draw this table. It's going to be very helpful using a table to solve this problem. One of the ratios that I see is for every 2 nickels, there are 3 dimes. I'm going to put this into our table. 3 dimes, 2 nickels. The other ratio that I see is that for every 2 dimes, there are 5 quarters. 2 dimes, 5 quarters. So I could try and fill in these boxes, but it's going to be a little bit difficult because 3 times what number equals 2, or 3 divided by what equals 2, that's kind of hard. I can't figure that out. So instead, I'm going to try and make a whole new row. A whole new row. And I'm going to try using numbers that 3 and 2 goes into. So I'm going to double the top row. I'm going to double the top row times 2. That means we get 3 times 2 is 6, and 2 times 2 is 4. So we can't double this 5 because we're only doubling the top row. So now if I'm looking at this, I want to see how do we get from 2 to 3, sorry, 2 to 6, we multiply by 3. So we're tripling the second row to try and figure out what goes in this box. So 2 times 3 is 6, 5 times 3 is 15. That's what's going to go in this third row. And then if we add these all together, 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 plus 15 is 25. So we have 25 total coins. Remember, we're trying to figure out if there's 500 total coins, how many dimes, how many nickels, and how many quarters. I like to double. So let's add another row. We're going to multiply everything by 2. 25 times 2 is 50. 15 times 2 is 30. 4 times 2 is 8. And 6 times 2 is 12. So we're not at 500 yet. I'm going to do another double times 2 of that row. 50 times 2 is 100. 30 times 2 is 60. 8 times 2 is 16. 12 times 2 is 24. Now I'm at 100 coins for the total, and I'm trying to get to 500 coins. So I know that 100 times 5 is 500. So I can multiply this entire row by 5. 100 times 5 is 500. 60 times 5, I know that 6 times 5 is 30, so 60 times 5 is 300. 16 times 5, I know that 5 times 10 is 50, and 5 times 6 is 30, and 50 plus 30 is 80. 24 times 5, I know that 20 times 5 is 100, 4 times 5 is 20, so I have 120. I can check my math by adding these all up. 120 plus 80 is 200, plus 300 is 500. So this row represents how many nickels, dimes, and quarters are in the piggy bank if there's 500 total. So our final answer is that there are 120 dimes, 80 nickels,